Next is the single phase dual converter. We have seen that the single phase full converter operates in two quadrants for inductive load. Okay, if two such single phase full converters are connected back to back, then it is possible to get four quadrant operation. Such converters are called as a dual converter. They operate in all the four quadrants. Figure shows the circuit diagram of single Figure shows the circuit diagram of a single phase dual converter. The first converter has the output VO1 and it operates in the rectification mode. Is that alpha is less than 90 degree. The second converter has the output VO2 and it operates in the inversion mode. Is that alpha is greater than 90 degree. For alpha is greater than 90, the average output VO2 of second converter is negative. The two outputs VO1 and VO2 appear across the load. The two converters operates on inductive load. Okay, operates on inductive load. Hence their average values are given as VO1 is equal to the 2 times of Vm divided by pi into of cos alpha 1 and VO2 average is equal to 2 times of Vm divided by pi into of cos alpha 2. So here since one converter operates in rectifying mode and other converter operates in inversion mode, their average values must be equal and opposite in sign. That means VO1 average is equal to minus of VO2. Okay. Putting for VO1 and VO2 from the equation, so the above equations will get the alpha 2 is equal to the, so that one alpha 1 plus alpha 2 is equal to pi. Thus if alpha 1 is less than 90, then alpha 2 is greater than 90 and their sum is 180 degree or 5. Figure shows the waveforms of the dual converter. Observe that first converter is triggered at alpha 1 which is less than 90. The second converter is triggered at alpha 2 which is greater than 90. Hence the average values of VO1 and VO2 are equal but opposite in sign. Figure 2 waveform figure, observe that instantaneous values of VO1 or VO2 are not same. Hence a small amount of circulating current flows between the two converters. This current does not flow through the load. The circulating current is limited by the circulating current reactor LR. The circulating current reactor is connected between the two converters as shown in figure. Okay, for four quadrant operations, by controlling the firing angles alpha 1 and alpha 2, it is possible to change the polarity of the output voltage completely. Consider that VO is positive when alpha 1 is less than 90 and alpha 2 is greater than 90, then VO is negative. When alpha 1 is greater than 90 and alpha 2 is less than 90, similarly direction of the output current I0 will be also changed. Thus the single phase dual converter operates in four quadrants of V0 and I0. Okay, so this is regarding the whole. Okay, so you have to find out the in the what are the advantages and disadvantage list also I given in the, okay, so and this is the problem, you should go through that. Okay, so next will be the going for single phase semi convert. The semi converter is also called as half bridge converter. Okay, figure shows the circuit diagram of a single phase converter. Observe that the semi converter has two SCRs T1 and T2 and there are two diodes D1 and D2. The input is 230 volt 50 Hz AC supply. The output V0 of the semi converter is DC. The load R is connected across the output. So first we will going for working with the resistive load. Let us consider the working of single phase semi converter having resistive load. In the positive half cycle of the supply, SCR T1 and diode D1 are forward biased. SCR T1 is triggered at firing angle alpha, but the current flows through the load. And During the negative half cycle of the SCR T1 and diode D1 will conduct till pi. At pi, the supply voltage is 0. Hence, the current through SCR T1 drops to 0. Hence, T1 turns off. After pi, the supply voltage is negative and T1 is reversed by. Hence, the output voltage V0 is also 0. At pi plus alpha, SCR T2 is triggered. It starts conducting since it is forward biased because of negative cycle of the supply. The current I0 flows through the load T1 and D2, as shown in the figure. This is for the, so next will be the working with load, inductive load. Normally semiconductors are used to drive the DC motors. These motors are basically inductive load. Hence it is necessary to consider the working of the semiconductor with the RL load also. With the inductive load, three modes are possible. One will be the continuous load current, discontinuous load current, continuous and ripple free current for large inductive load. So third one, that is the continuous in the form of continuous and ripple free current for large inductive load. As the load inductance increases, the ripple in I0 reduces. When the load inductance is very large, the ripple in I0 will be negligible and I0 can be treated as continuous and ripple free. Figure shows the waveforms of single phase semiconductor for large inductive load. The load current is continuous and ripple free. Observe that output voltage waveform is same as the resistive load, but the current waveforms are different. The output current is constant DC of amplitude I0 average. The SCRs conduct for pi radians. Hence, SCR current is square wave. The supply current has the amplitudes of plus or minus I0. The supply current is 0 whenever the freewheeling action takes place. This is the waveform of the single phase semiconductor for highly inductive load. And so these are the formulas. Power factor, displacement error, you should go through that one. So next class will be the going for the on off control, AC on off control.